Not my child, not my burden. My wife believed carrying her boss's baby would transform our lives. I told her it would only ruin us. She called it liberation. I called it betrayal. And what followed, that was justice. It was a Tuesday night in October when everything shifted. Not from a crash, not from violence. No. My world collapsed right there at the dinner table, beneath dim light, with her mouth shaping words sharper than any blade. "I've made up my mind," she said, setting down her fork as though it were a judge's gavel. "I'm going to be his surrogate. Her boss. The silver-haired benefactor who was always too available, too generous." I'd once joked he displayed more photos of his golden retriever on his desk than of his wife. But I was wrong. He didn't need pictures. He had women like my wife, willing to trade everything for crumbs from his empire. I warned her. I pleaded. I told her it would end in destruction. She only smirked, cold and sharp. "It's my body, my choice." That line lodged in me like a splinter. Not the word themselves, but how she spoke them, as if our vows, our years together, were meaningless compared to a slogan that served her purpose. We weren't always this way. I once loved her so deeply it felt like my chest might split open. I met her in a coffee shop. She wore a yellow raincoat, though the sky was perfectly clear. When I asked why, she smiled and said, "Because one day it won't be." That was her. Whimsical, bold, making life feel less like numbers on a spreadsheet and more like a vivid story. But people change. Or maybe they just stop pretending. The first cracks were quiet ones. Late nights at work. Her phone always face down. A strange cologne lingering on her clothes. One that wasn't mine. Soon came the spending, new dresses, spa trips, dinner she called networking. Then came the text I wasn't meant to see. Her phone buzzed while she showered. Instinct, not curiosity, made me pick it up. "Don't worry. My lawyer will take care of everything. You'll be fine." My stomach turned. That wasn't how a boss wrote to an employee. That was how predators pacified prey. I didn't yell. I didn't throw the phone. I didn't even confront her. Rage is useless if you let it spill too soon. Rage has to simmer. It has to be honed into something precise. So I planned. Quietly. Carefully. Step 1. The money. She thought she was clever funneling funds into a separate account. She forgot she married an accountant. I tracked every transfer, copied every statement, and let her keep digging. Step 2. The records. A friend at the courthouse pulled filings. Surrogacy contracts, medical documents, anything touched by her boss's legal team. Sure enough, there was her signature, binding her to a future where I didn't exist. Step 3. The exit. A man needs to know when to walk away, but to do it smart. I secured a private account she couldn't reach. Transferred the house deed into my name. Ensured the kids, our kids, were legally tied to me, not to her fantasy. By the time she noticed, I already held every card. The reckoning came on a gray, rain-soaked Sunday. She looked pale, frantic, stammering excuses that meant nothing anymore. Her family sat in our living room like jurors, begging me to understand. "She thought it was for you, for the family," her mother pleaded. She wanted to do something noble. Noble. I nearly laughed. Selling her body to her boss while burning her marriage to ash. That was noble? She sobbed and mascara running. "Please, Grant, don't abandon this baby. It doesn't change us." I leaned in, calm enough to terrify. "It's not my baby," I whispered, "so it's not my problem." The silence that followed cut cleaner than any knife. She begged. Her family begged harder. But begging doesn't erase signatures. Begging doesn't undo betrayal. The next morning, I filed for divorce. Full custody. The evidence I collected made the case airtight. And her boss? He dropped her the moment she became inconvenient. I knew he would. Men like him don't rescue. They purchase. And when the shine wears off, they discard. Now she's left with nothing. The wealthy savior gone. Her so-called freedom turned to chains. Even her family support is cracking under the weight of her choices. Sometimes she looks at me like I'm the villain. Maybe she's right. But villains win when heroes grow careless. And I wasn't careless. That's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't destroy you if you refuse to let it. It shapes you, hardens you, makes you into someone who can endure the fire and not come out burned. I don't miss her. Not anymore. What I miss was the illusion that love alone could be enough. But illusions are dangerous. The truth is cleaner. The truth is simple. She chose her path. I chose mine. And mine does include her. Not now. Not ever.